Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Pierre Lemire, and it's my pleasure to be here in beautiful Barcelona to tell you about Kent Imaging. At Kent, we manufacture and design this medical device. It uses near-infrared light to measure oxygenation in superficial tissue. And our team is focused on taking this technology and helping clinicians reduce complications in patients and improve outcomes. And the problem that we're focused in is in several different areas. The first is in wound care, where the unfortunate truth is that if a wound is not effectively treated, the result can be an unwanted and unnecessary amputation. And so this is a big problem, not only in the United States, where we're primarily focused, but it's a global problem and a billion-dollar problem if we solve it. And when we look at why wounds heal, there's three primary reasons. The first is that there's a lack of oxygenation in that wound for it to heal. We all know that oxygen is a key to life. We need oxygen in these wounds. The second is, and not necessarily in this order, is the poor adherence by patients to the treatment call administered by the clinician. And the third is if there's bacteria or biofilm in that wound, it'll also halt the healing process. And unfortunately, the technology in this space has been very limited. And so when you go to a doctor and you have a broken arm, what's the first thing they do? They take an X-ray, they get an image to look at what's going on. We're bringing imaging to this space. So the first thing we expect clinicians to do is now take a picture to look at the oxygenation, provide that imaging to give them insight that they haven't had before. And when it comes to extending the use of this image to show to the patient and their family, all of a sudden we're seeing adherence rates increase because now they have a better understanding of why that wound is not healing. And we got a lot of success with the technology and a lot of documented success, a lot of clinical trials that we've now published on. One example is Mercy Wound Care. They went back and looked at their statistics the year prior to using our device and a year after using our device. And you can see that their healing rate went from 52% to 72%. And more importantly, their amputation rate dropped from 12% to 7.5%. Very significant outcomes, not only for the patients who are now getting significantly better results, but also to the healthcare system and the hospital who's responsible for that amputation 90 days post the surgery. And we have a lot of other cases we're selling into the Veterans Administration where we're also seeing very strong amputation rates declining as a result of using this technology. Another problem that we're solving is in peripheral arterial disease, where we see narrowing or blockaging of vessels or the artery. And the thing about this disease, it's not visible. Unlike where you have a patient with a wound, we have patients who have PAD without seeing it. And you can see the numbers are very big, in the billions, and the US Medicare system plays significant dollars to deal with this disease. We've developed a provocative maneuver which allows us to detect peripheral arterial disease in patients prior to it manifesting. You see in this example, our imaging. Red represents good oxygenation, blues and yellows are not so good. And you see in this first example, or first case, this is the initial visit by the patient where the provocative maneuver was administered. When the patient was just at rest, it looked like they had good oxygenation, but when we elevated it, you can see that there was definitely a decline there, an indication of a major risk. And so the patient was sent to vascular for stenting, and 5 days later, they have a good result. We're not only focused in wound care and vascular, but also focused in plastic and reconstructive surgery, where 1 in 3 patients have a complication. And that's in the breast reconstruction as well. The cases in colon resection is also very high. And so we can apply imaging in this space as well. You can see here 2 examples, one in a reconstructive case for a breast and a second in a colon resection. And we're really excited to have Dr. Glenn Jones, a plastic surgeon who was one of the first to use the Stryker SPY solution, which uses ICG. He looked at our technology and saw this is a better way. We don't need to inject the dye, and it's a portable handheld solution. So he's guiding our strategy in this space. We are commercial. We have FDA clearance, Health Canada, Australian TGA, and we're, like everybody else, working on our MDR clearance to get CE marking in 2024. We've started that. We're well along that process. We've been treading new paths for this technology in the United States, having 2 reimbursement codes. They're currently Category 3 codes, and we're doing all the work, gathering the clinical data and the usage in order to get the Category 3s converted to Category 1 codes. Our leadership team consists of gray hairs, no hairs, and people who dye their hair. We have a very, very experienced team. I mentioned Dr. Glenn Jones, our Chief Medical Officer for Surgical. We also have a Chief Medical Officer for the wound care and surgical space. So I'm very fortunate to have 2 medical officers who are guiding our very seasoned team. In terms of our ask, we are funded by TVM, and they're leading their next round. We've licensed some more technology that we're looking to take to market. We are extending our machine learning solution. A lot of machine learning solutions or AI solutions require data from other systems. In this case, we generate the data that we feed into our machine learning so we can control the whole workflow, the whole pipeline. And there's a lot of applications to which you can see if we can improve the way that clinicians treat wounds even more than what we're doing today with the imaging, that's a significant benefit. So we're looking for investors to join TVM in this syndicate. Dr. Luc Moranger is on our board, providing great guidance and a great mentor for me. And so we're a very experienced team of professionals. We have a clearly differentiated product line, as I mentioned. We're commercial, and this is a global market opportunity. So we're expecting big things. So thank you very much for your time. I have a booth in the Innovation Pavilion if you want to come by and learn more about it. Otherwise, I look forward to any feedback. Thank you.